So I would put dots in the shape of each letter and on a page, across the page, and then they would go over the dots with a pen until they mastered how to do the letter or show them direction that they needed to go in. Once they'd mastered doing the letters with the dots, then they would go on to writing the letters themselves, and then they were able to write. I feel that that's really important in life, is for them to practice their writing each day, because then they will have a good handwriting when they get older, and that's what they need. They need legible handwriting. So each day they would do the letters. Once they'd mastered the letters, then they would start to copy things out, copy out. A boy liked cooking, so he'd copy out recipes, copy songs out, and then, yes, write their own stories, write their own poems, write their own songs. When it came to the reading, it was learning the sounds and then able to recognise the words, recognise the letters as we were out shopping and so forth, and then starting on very easy reading books like Janet and John, sort of, the cat sat on the mat, and then gradually moving on to better books. I would take them to the library about once a week, and they would choose the 13 books that they wanted, and then they would read some of that to me to begin with, and then as they got more accomplished at reading, they would just read to themselves at bedtime. So the reading, that's how I developed that, that's how you can develop that. The writing that's how you develop that with the dots, and then going on to write things, and then I'd get them to write things each day. It's the same with the maths, in that I use dots to show them how to write out numbers, and then teaching them, the numbers, count to 100. And then I used maths books that you can get very cheap, like a couple of £1 in post offices and places like that, bookshops, which are like, they go through stages of like levels of maths. So you start with the easy ones, and I basically would let them do one page a day. So it would be, you open the pages, and then they would do either side of the page the maths. So it might be count how many counts are on the page, and so forth. And I would initially go with them, reading the words of what the maths was requiring, and then after they mastered reading, then they were able to read the maths for themselves, see what they've got to do. Anything that they didn't understand, then I would be able to explain to them. I mean, if you, at a level where you don't understand, then you can always look elsewhere to find an understanding of how to do the maths. But basically, to begin with, it is very simple. So they would be given the maths to do a day, a page, and English, which was to write out. So the reading, that's how I do it. They want that, really. I'd encourage them to